Okay guys, we're just going to fix up this no, not the teleporter, the booster. No crash, that's good. Let's try 1100. So they want to kind of do some tricky thing where they slide up the wall and then make it to that block. We'll just add an extra block just in case. Look, we're going to have to fix this area as well. That's not a good design, so we can just turn our top level off. I don't really know what to do though. You kind of get stuck with some levels and they just become filler. I'll do some weird object in the middle here, some kind of crazy contraption. Okay guys, we're going to go test the end of the map now. Make sure that booster's working. You can see our FPS is still terrible. That's fine though. If it got any worse, we might have to do some optimization, but for now, it definitely helps us test our map, which is a good feature. We can just see if we're getting enough height now. Oh, I think we might need a little bit more. Can we surf up this thing at all? No. It's just straight. Okay, so my idea for this thing didn't really work out. Right, I think we're actually almost finished our map here. Obviously, it could definitely be a lot better. We're just making a map in less than a day, which is probably not recommended, but I just want to get you guys up and running. So let's change that to 1200, give them a bit more velocity, and we should probably actually change this to a platform. Okay guys, that concludes the blockout iteration of our map. We've blocked it out, we've got a basic flow going, we know that things like the boosters and all that more or less work out. However, we're getting huge performance impact. I'm only getting 100 frames and usually I should be getting about 700 frames, and that's because obviously our map is just totally open. We need to start walling it off. So the blockout process is complete. Hopefully you didn't just copy exactly what I've done. Your map looks different to mine, and at this point you can either continue going onwards as I will be doing, or you can spend some more time at this stage and make your map better. The more you test it, the better it will be and the more people will like it. But I'll just show you how to go through optimizing your map. So just like in the Bhop tutorial, we have to start walling everything off. So the first thing we're going to do is delete this horrendous box that we've created around the map. Okay, and just starting from the spawn, we're going to go through and add some walls. So we like our walls to be 64 by 64. Let's move that up. For this part, you may need to use your viz groups, especially in the 2D view. So from time to time, I'll be turning off the func detail to just help me out with planning out the map. So let's go into speed map mode. Okay guys, so we've gone through and we've walled off all the sections of the map. We're still missing the roof, and you can see it gets a little funky in some areas because I wanted to add that kind of transitional effect where you can see the end levels as you're going through. So we're just going to turn back everything on. We're just going to do a quick run through, make sure everything looks alright. We can't find any gaps. I mean, there's this gap here, but that's going to be a feature. We're going to put like an interesting window there or something so you can see down there. Come through. We can see over here, but we can't get to it, and we'll sort out some teleports, maybe even put a player clip there just to ensure nothing dodgy happens. It's all looking good. Nice and tall. Up here, we're going to have a up transition, which is going to give us enough room. Goes into this section again. It's got a little bit tricky over here, but a lot of this will be hidden behind the ceiling, so we won't see that. That's just the funk detail, so that's fine as long as we turn this off and there's no gaps. We know we're okay. Keep coming through. Again, this window here, but we'll ensure that players can't travel through it. Roof gets a little thin, that's okay. Okay, we got some, that's right, because we shrunk this area down a little bit, and you can see we're getting some weird overhangs, and might need to clean this up just a little bit. So let's do that now. We don't want any splicing. In fact, I'm pretty sure all this, yep, all these are spliced. Whoops. Bring them in. Bring this over. It's fine. Then we'll kick up here. It's probably a little close. Push it back out to there. We're seeing that here, so maybe we'll have to push that out and like make it more of a geometry feature. But that can come into the polish stage. So for now, we can just leave it. We've got enough height in case the player manages to get to these top ones through a surf. So if they're on the top, that's going to be the skip to get to the end. And yeah, I think that is good. So now all we have to do is go and add the roofs on, which at this point are all going to be skyboxes, so that we have lighting in our map, and then we can compile and test. Alright, we're almost at a releasable state, so let's just add the roofs on and then we can start map testing this. So I'm going to have to replace these textures with a skybox texture. Also guys, at this stage we're going to save it, but we're also going to save as, and you're going to go to O2. Once your map starts getting to larger sizes, Hammer Editor can be quite funny, and you don't want to lose your map file, which can happen from time to time. So just by saving, we are able to go back to a previous version if we need to. Alright, so I'm just going to speed this part of the video up, and I'm going to place all the roofs where they need to go. Alright, awesome. We've so now we've fully encased our map in with skybox brushes. You guys will notice that it will look kind of strange as it's all going through. Like you're going to get some weird errors, especially in places like this where it's up against something. But that's something we fix in the polish stage of the map. For this part of the map, it's fine. The real test is, does it compile F9? Also guys, don't forget to reapply your funk detail, otherwise your map is going to have no Bhop blocks in it. Okay, let's compile and map test. Okay guys, so You can see now my FPS is much higher. I am recording, of course, so it's going to be a little lower, but we're getting around 600, whereas previously we were getting maybe 100. And that's because we've capped off our map. And of course you can see what the skyboxes are doing. It's doing some weird things to our map, very thin walls, but we'll fix that in an upcoming video. Alright guys, I went ahead and tested the map without recording, and I've just made a few tweaks to it. I really hope that you are making your own map, and so it won't really matter that you missed a few little tweaks. I will quickly explain what they were. I noticed the height over here wasn't that great, so I added a few more little sections for routing options. And just towards the end of the map, I've just added a couple more blocks here and there to make it a little bit easier. It wasn't supposed to be as difficult as I made it.